Good day. Today I'm here with my navigator Lindo. Hi Lindo. Lindo.
At this point, I don't know if it's Discord, my Wi-Fi, but I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I started the video by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
Okay,
fine.
please continue.
Yeah. Cool. Uh, so today we're gonna discuss chapter 5, uh, mainly focusing on methods. So in this chapter, what we did, we built a game called Sync a Startup. So basically, how that game works is there's different startup businesses, and the goal is to sync all the computer startups in the fewest number of guesses. So you do that by guessing specific grid numbers, right? So like a startup will make up 3 grid numbers, and you can basically guess D2, and when you guess the first grid, it becomes a hit. So here, and then it shows a hit. Then when you guess the second grid, becomes another hit, and the third grid that you guess, which is correct, it becomes a kill, and then you sink the ship. So that's basically how the game works. So yeah, just making use of like different methods and if statements and loops and private variables and so on. So firstly, over here, um, I have this simple startup test drive. This is basically just testing like the game and how it works. So in order to do that, I first created a main method. Within it, we create a simple startup object over here with dot as a reference variable. Then you have an array which is storing the locations. So when it comes to locations, we're referring to like the grid locations over here. So this is the targeted location that we want to hit in this test start object. So over here, basically assigning the locations. We do that by calling the set locations method. That method is over here declared in this class over here, which is what I'll get to. Then we have a variable here. This is basically to test if the user's guess is true, basically. So this is the user's guess, and then here we basically checking the guess by using the check yourself method over here. That method is basically declared here in this class. It's basically just gonna check if basically if the guess is correct, and it gives them a result of hit and so on. So then here we basically just declare a variable default value of failed. So it's the test result. This if statement is basically checking if the result is equal to a hit, and if it is, it changes the test result value to passed, and then it just prints the test result. So that's basically the simple startup test drive to test the game. Then over here we have this subclass. Lindo, is anything else you want to add with regards to this? Lindo? Okay, I think she can't hear me. But yeah. Then over here we have this subclass over here, simple start up. So here we basically firstly declare 2 private variables, location cells, and then private variable here, number of hits with a default value of 0. So private variables like are declared within a class, and it can't be used outside of the class. It can only be used within the class, I believe. Yeah. So that's what private variables are for. So here we have our method set location solves. The idea of this is to set the location of the what's this, the startup ship basically. So it has here parameter logs, and what we're doing is when we basically call this set location solves method over here, we pass locations as an argument, which basically has the different locations. So these locations are basically saved to this parameter, which is saved to this location cells variable. Now location cells has all those different locations that we declared here when we call this method. So over here we have this check yourselves method. This is basically just gonna check if a specific guess is correct. So firstly over here we have a string result miss. Then we have a for loop. This for loop is all it's doing is it's saying while the cell is in location cells, or like for each cell that is in the location cells, right? So all the locations, then this if statement runs, and it's just checking if the guess is equal to the specific cell. So if the guess is equal to the specific locations over here. If it is, right, that means we got a hit. So basically if the user guesses the right cell, the result becomes a hit, and then we increment the number of hits by 1. So the number of hits is basically declared here. So when a user gets 1 hit, this becomes 1. When they get another hit, it becomes 2. When they get another hit, it becomes a kill. How it becomes a kill is in this if statement over here, where if the number of hits is equal to the locations cells dot length, meaning if it's equal to the amount of locations that we set in our locations variable, then the result becomes a kill because they hit all those cells basically. Then we just print out the result over there. So that's how this simple start up works. It's just declaring private variables and the methods that we need to use in order to set the location cells and to check if the result is a miss or a hit as well, and a kill. Lindo, anything I should add? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
It's happening on some parts, and some part I can hear you.
Oh, is she?
So I don't know. It's kind of here, so I think it's, the wind is disturbing the Wi-Fi signal or something.
Sorry. Yeah. Is there anything you want me to like? Any questions I can cover over here? Anything I can cover for you?
Oh my goodness. No questions.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna jump into like the actual game now. So I've explained the test drive. I've explained the simple start up. So we're gonna jump into the actual game where we prompt the user to make a specific guess. So yeah, let's discuss that. So firstly over here in this game helper folder, we have imported this java.util.scanner. This is just helping us make a prompt to the user, and it basically checks the user's inputs when we make a prompt. So we have this method get user input. It is basically gonna receive the user's input as a string. So here we have the prompt, and then we create this object over here, and we use the reference variable to call this next int method. Then, in our simple startup game, which is the actual game itself, we have our main method, and within it we declare this variable number of guesses. It has a default value of 0 at first. So we have this object over here, game helper, with the reference variable of helper over here, and we have this object as well, the startup over here. So it creates the startup object. Then over here we using math.random to basically generate a random starting point between numbers 0 and 4. And that's why we declare the 5 over here. Then, and that's saved obviously in this random number variable as an integer. So over here we're gonna set the 3 cell locations. How we do that is we declare this variable locations, and within it we have here it's basically an array. So we have the first random number, second random number, which is obviously incremented by 1, and the third random number incremented by 2. So this is basically setting the different locations that need to be hit essentially in the game. Then we have here the set locations cells method that we're calling. So set location cells is basically coming from here, this method that was declared in this simple startup class. So we're able to use it because it's a public method, so other classes can access it. So we're calling set location cells to basically set the locations by passing this argument over here, locations. So then we have a boolean value is alive. The default value is set to true, because when the user is basically making the guesses, right, the startup currently is alive, and as soon as all the grids or all the locations are hit, so as soon as all these locations are hit, then this boolean value becomes false, essentially, like over here. So in this while loop, what we're doing is it's saying the startup is alive, right? This prompt takes place where we're prompting the user to basically make a guess, so enter a specific number, and we saved to this guess variable. Then over here we're basically calling the check yourself method to check the guess against that specific location, to check if the user's guess is correct, basically. And over here we increment number of guesses by 1. Then this if statement is gonna check if the result is equal to a kill, and if the result is equal to a kill, then is alive will be set to false, because once the startup sinks, then it's no longer alive, so it's false. And after that it prints that you took the specific number of guesses, which is saved to this variable over here, and incremented when you make specific guesses, and then it prints that as the final result. So when I run this, it's gonna prompt me to basically enter a specific number. So usually between 0 and 4. So if I start with 1, it's a miss, meaning that I didn't hit a specific startup. But when I put 2, it's also a miss. If I put 3, it's a hit, meaning that I hit the first part of the startup. When I put 4, it's a hit. And when I put 5, it's a kill, meaning that the the startup has synced, and it becomes a kill because because of, let's see, this if statement, if the result is a kill, and then this becomes false, and then it shows the amount of guesses that I made because of this line of code. So yeah, that's basically how the game works. Lindo, is there anything you want to add, anything I missed out on, or anything you want to ask?
Hello?
Sorry, yeah? Did you cut out?
Yes, I can hear you. My network is.
Buggy, ne? The network buggy.
I'm changing to mobile hotspot, but I don't have much data, so maybe I can do the intros, then I'll repair friendly outside Discord.
No worries, no stress. Alright, cool. Thank you.
Let me do that.